Welcome back, everybody. This is the Writer at Work, episode 2. I promised you last time that I'd show you what it looked like at the very beginning of when I started to format something. So basically what I've done here is I've taken my Word document that was beautifully formatted while I drafted, and I've dumped it into a text document, and then I've copied and pasted it back from the text document straight into a fresh Word document, so there's no underlying coding that's going to mess up my formatting when I add them in. And basically what that's going to be, this is what I start with. I start with everything at the basic, the Calibri body 11. It's just how the default format is. And then I go through and I make sure everything's correct. Like I make sure the date, the design date is correct. And actually that looks like I might need to check it. So let me just do that. So basically I look up, when I do the front matter for each book, I have to check and just make sure that I give the artist the right credits. Actually, I probably don't have to, but I like to. Let us go with, just check my properties, because I saved them on the day that they're delivered, so that should actually be the 1st of November down here. Alrighty. And it's not the 3rd edition. I realized I started work on a 2nd edition and I didn't finish it, so at least I don't think I finished it. Let me just go check my publication schedule and make sure that that's the correct thing. So basically these are all the little details you check when you get setting your book up for publication. So this is just basically what I do. So I'm going to go for about a half an hour. You should not be able to hear what's going on in the background, so that's good. Otherwise this won't be very good. Yeah. So basically I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually format it to how I want it to look when I upload it. And I'll give you about 15-20 minutes of that if you're curious to see what I do to get a book ready. If you're enjoying the episode, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And I'll just get to it. What was I looking up? Making sure I hadn't published it as a 2nd edition. Alright, I know. It seems like a simple thing. How can you not know that when you have a lot of books on your plate? It's easy to lose track of what you've done with each one. It's my release schedule. And it's in my historical. And 2020. Alright, so no, the answer is I did not publish a 2nd edition. I thought about it and just did not get it done. So, let's get to it. So this is my 2nd edition note, because I haven't changed anything. Right. Alright. Well, let's go. We are going to center all of that. Going to make sure that it does not have any paragraphing. Going to make sure there's no spacing before or after each line. There we go. Actually, and I'm forgetting an entire step. Alright, the entire step is we times New Roman. We put it into font size 12. I don't play with the paragraphing. I do play with the spacing. And save that. Everything else is going to have to be done page per page. Alrighty. Boom, bad, boom. Alright, so the other thing I've got here is you'll notice there's these single line returns. when I put this into draft to digital, anything that's only got one space between the lines is actually not going to have any spaces at all in the final format. So I put an extra line in. So that's going to be something I have to look for throughout the entire edition. So basically, but in case people have bought the first edition, I want to make sure that they understand that that this edition doesn't have any real substantial changes. It's mostly the cover, which Amazon won't let me put up as a replacement. They if you add a new cover in Amazon, you have to do a new edition. So that's why I'm doing a new edition mostly. But it gives me the advantage to go through, or sorry, the opportunity to go through and change my front and back matter, Americanize my spelling. I had it Australianized before, and any minor word changes that I wanted to make, I've made. So that was part of the process for this book. And all right, it's copyright as of its publication date. In actual fact, copyright protects it from the time it's written, so all of this is copyright at the time of editing. It will be published by the time you guys see it, so just going to take out the extra spaces here, Control Enter. So all of that goes there. I am really grateful to everyone who believed in me. That was the hardest thing of being a writer is believing in yourself, believing that someone might want to read what you've written. If they don't buy your book. It's simple. It's not really up to you to judge what they want or don't want to read. You just make it available. If they want it, they'll let you know. The other thing we need to do through everything is we need to remember to add in our bookmarks. I actually put an A in front of my table of contents because I like it to turn up at the top of the list. It makes it easy to find for me, so I do that. It doesn't have a link to anywhere. Everything links to it. I haven't put the bookmarks in to do these links yet, so they'll just stay there. And basically, this is how it goes. All my headers are formatted the same way. They're all in bold. They're all at 14 font, which is the largest size font recommended. And they will all have a bookmark and a link in them. And after that, we get into the poetry. So it being poetry, I don't need to worry about paragraphs and indentation. So what I tend to do is but not everything is centered. That's right. Oh, dope. That's going to be a menace. All right, give me that. All right. Dedication's done. Table of contents is done. January needs its bookmark. So I like them to appear in order, not alphabetical order. So I always give it a chapter, even if it's not. Even if it's not in alphabetical order. I put an underscore in because the bookmarks won't let me do otherwise. I like to separate them. And then I just go through from top to bottom and format. And generally I work through 1 month at a time, so it's like go to here. So this takes forever. If you're doing a collection of poetry or a collection of short stories or a collection of anything, this will actually take you longer to format than a 100,000 word novel. Just because it's got so many little headers and it's got so many other little bits and pieces that you're going to want to do. So I'll go through and I'll do one base kind of format, and then I'll go through again and I'll look for the bits that I missed that I might have got distracted on, or I might have clicked the wrong thing on. And that's that. So yeah. So for those of you who are curious as to how I format a book, this is it. I don't use Scrivener, I use Word, you might have noticed. Oops. Oh, I know, these are a nightmare. All right, so occasionally I wrote a poem designed for designed for more than one voice, and they don't go like that. So that's going to be okay, bold and to the right, and 2 returns, which reminds me that needs a second return. All right, that goes to the right. What have I done here? I don't know if this is going to come out okay. All right, try that. So this will be something I'll have to check in the final format just to see if it's come through properly. That needs to go. Oh, I know, I'm dopey. So this particular poem, it was based on a news report, and just trying to remember how I laid it out. I'm going to have to go look. So I'll need the nuked version. Between each version, I save it as well. So we kind of, so I have a number of different versions. Base, pre-nuke. Just let me grab that, pop that over there. 8th of January, we'll do a search. Okay, grab that. Okay. All right. Okay. It should be like this. That goes there. That goes there. So this was one of the first verses I tried in this format. It wasn't an easy kind of thing to work out. I wanted to contrast the two different parties involved, and I did that using the two-voice format. So it's just oops, wrong way. It's actually a really sad story. All right, that was okay. Let's grab that. Experimented with a lot of different formats when I was learning how to write these, and so this book in particular just documents the that learning journey as well as that expression in words. You can use Format Painter to do this and just work your way through format painting one kind at a time. Or you can just do what I'm doing and just work your way over a section of it at a time and just go through. This one I haven't put a lot of QQs in these sections to notify myself of italics needed, because I know that this section is where the italics is needed. Single author collections are collections, they're not anthologies. So these are the ones I'm planning. And this is the other small changes that go through. I mean, I'd like to get this done today, but I'm probably looking at about 6 to 8 hours of formatting. There are 365 poems, so there's a bit of formatting to do, and it's not hard, it's just finicky. Alrighty, I'll go for another couple of minutes and then I'll call it a day for recording, and I'll just get to work on this on my own. But like I said, this is that some of you want to know what I did as a writer and as an independently published writer. This is it. A lot of it's not glamorous, and it's not just writing either. There's a lot of little bits and pieces that go in it. Oh my goodness. I forgot to change the language, so I'm going to have to go back through and make sure that the spelling is correct in the ones I've just done. So all of that. But I think on this note, I'm going to leave you guys. You've seen how I format, or you've seen part of how I format. It's not exciting, but it's just the way it goes. So if you've enjoyed the episode, just let me know, and if you just hit that by hitting like, and if you want to see more, just hit subscribe, and I'll get back to it, and I'll leave you to get to it too. Thanks for keeping me company, and I'll see you around.